All right, now day 9. Woke up to the alarm. The Manaus Lago de Brim is the river I was on. I saw a sign on the way out. Now we board a charter flight to who knows where. I had no idea where they were bringing me. All I had to do was I was put in back rooms of this old airport. I couldn't talk to anybody. Nobody could talk to me. They wouldn't give me any food or anything. And then I was put on the side on the back of this charter flight, a private flight, and I headed off. No idea where we were going. I was hoping that, we're headed south, I think towards the mountains. And then I wrote in big letters, "No mountains!" exclamation point. I was hoping for those mountains the whole time. That was really one of the places I really wanted to go. Hot, hot forest. We landed in Brazil. 42.5 Celsius today, is that right? Or is it something like that? It's scribbled. I'm in the world's largest rainforest. I saw a sign for that on the way there. I had about 30 minutes to set up camp after arriving on horseback. I was sweaty and hot and had to sleep on the ground in a down sleeping bag. All night I was eaten by these tiny little ticks. I have hundreds of bites that itch terribly. Oh, that first night, day 9, man, that was miserable. That was just absolutely miserable. Some of the things in here I will talk about what happened. Like this was the night of day 8 and 9 I talked about, and then this was the night of day 9 that I was eaten. And actually what I'll do in here is, you can see my writing changed a little bit. I'll actually scribble a little bit of what happened during that night the next morning. So this was day 10 that I actually wrote this last little bit right here about getting eaten by those ticks. So it was that was miserable. That was one of those miserable nights of my life. I was laying there and I had to pace back and forth on my sleeping bag. I could feel this. I don't know, like every nerve in my body was just firing. I was on edge. These things were eating me, were biting me all over, and I don't know if they had a little venom or whatever they had in them, was just making me go crazy. So I was pacing back and forth on top of my sleeping bag, and I was doing that for a couple hours. I just couldn't stand being in my own skin. And then it started to rain. And so I sat on my bag, bundled everything up, and pulled the tarp over my head and sat there for the remaining 4 or 5 hours worth of the night until the daylight. That tested my resolve more than anything else. But there was no way I was going to push that button. Absolutely no way I was going to push that button. All right, check in tomorrow for day 10.